Hi everyone, this is Brooke with the Software Training Lab, and today we're going to talk about basic editing in Lightroom. So to start with cropping, go ahead and go to the Develop tab and click on the Crop tool, which is this icon on the right. You'll notice it'll bring up these options over your image. If you click O, you can cycle through different overlays depending on your cropping needs. A good rule of thumb when it comes to cropping is to use the rule of thirds, which means putting your subject of your photo in one of these intersections on the page. Like so. Another way to crop is to use this aspect tool. This tool allows you to change the aspect ratio of your image, which is the width and height. You can do that manually by dragging to create a new border. Or you can click on this custom option and it'll give you some custom aspect ratios that you can use. For example, an Instagram post is usually 1:1, a perfect square. This angle tool will turn your image for you, which can be super helpful as well. If you ever need to reset your crops, you can click the reset button at the bottom. To get out of the crop tool, just go ahead and click on the icon again. Now we're going to talk about the Basic tab, which allows you to do basic edits all in one place. While we're talking about these editing tools, how can you know how much editing is too much? A good rule of thumb is that when you can tell you edited the photo, it is a bit too much. For example, if I make my photo entirely blue, you can easily see that I did that and it doesn't look right or natural. These tools are called the white balance editing tools. The white balance changes the temperature of the photo. Blue light looks more natural, while yellow light looks more artificial. You can also use the eyedropper tool to choose a target neutral, and then Lightroom will automatically adjust your photo around that neutral. Next are the tone tools. In the tone tools, you can edit the exposure, or how light and dark your photo is. You can also change the contrast, which will change how dark the darks in your pictures are. Here are your highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks, which will continue to edit the light balance in your picture. Underneath the tone tools, you have the presence tools. You can increase or decrease the texture and clarity in your picture here. This is the Vibrance tool. It's really helpful because it allows you to change the saturation of your image without messing too much with skin tones. So it leaves reds, pinks, and yellows pretty much alone, but it will increase the greens and blues in your image. You'll notice when I increase the vibrance that the picture in the window is suddenly a lot more vibrant, with the greens and blues standing out, but she looks pretty much the same. Contrast that with when I change the saturation of the image. You'll notice that the greens and blues are more saturated, but her skin tone begins to look orange. At the top, we have the histogram. Just like on the library page, it shows the light in your photo. A good rule of thumb with the histogram is to spread out the light all the way across the axis, so not having it grouped in one specific area. This is a visual way to help balance the image's tone and light. Going back to the left side, the History tab allows you to see all the edits that you've done. If you click on one of these edits, it'll take you back to that point in your editing process. You can also use Ctrl-Z to undo, or Ctrl-Shift-Z to redo. Thanks for watching this video about Lightroom. Check out our channel for more videos about Lightroom and other programs.